Hi, this is Mary Morales, president of On Repeat Sports, official U.S. distributor of the GymPin, the original way to add more weight to your gym equipment. I'm here today with Ben Clarke and Chris Kearney, founders of GymPin. How are you doing today, guys?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, how are you?
Doing great, thanks. How are things over there in England? Sunny as usual?
Rainy and as dark as ever.
No, not sunny at all. You can just see there, just going dark.
Well, hey, I've got some burning questions for you guys today, but I thought I'd start with something easy. How did you two meet?
We met via a mutual friend. I think when we cast our memory back, it was actually on our friend's driveway, and we were chatting about cars. I think this is around about college time.
Do you work out together?
We'd like to.
We don't live too close to each other, and we have gyms on our doorstep, so we spend enough time in business with each other. We get a little break, but we would if we could. We have in the past. We share workout sessions.
Yeah.
Do a lot of testing. So we're together when we do that.
Okay. So whose idea was the GymPin?
So originally, the backstory to the GymPin was I was in just a local gym. It wasn't a particularly hardcore gym, and the equipment never went heavy enough. So I'm not a particularly big guy, and I was maxing a machine. I was maxing an adductor machine it was in excess of 40 reps. And I had in my logbook, and I'd done it for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I remember in my logbook, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 reps. And I thought, this is just ridiculous, because I wasn't really getting any stimulus out of it. It was just boring, quite frankly. So I said to Chris, I need to make something that will allow me to add another plate or two or three to the stack. And we drew up, or we designed very, very loosely the first GymPin. And that was where it went from, really. I started to get people asking me, and people in the gym saying, "What's that thing? Where can I buy that from?"
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it went from there. I said to Chris, we've had some good feedback.
How did that first prototype go? Obviously, it was some trial and error.
Well, I love making things mainly out of steel, stuff like that. Like fabricating. I'll have a go at anything, especially having owned Land Rovers. You usually need to be a good welder to own one of those. So I said, "Don't worry, Ben, I'll get you something made up this weekend. I've got a big scrap bin of steel, and I have one here actually. This is what it looked like.
Awesome.
It was made out of tube, a cap, and then a flange. So it looked like a little mini barbell. But you'll notice there's something missing. That's what happened to the first prototype, because we jumped in and we just had a go. Very quickly realized that quite a lot of R&D is needed to make these things strong. And the more we worked on it, the more we realized if we get it right, we've got something that's going to solve a lot of people's problems. Exactly what Ben was facing. So we quickly set to work on doing just that, making the strongest GymPin we could make. And it doesn't stop. We continue to try and make it better and better. So the prototype was purely out of steel, what I had lying around. And
no expense spared.
But it was functional, and it sort of did the job. We quite quickly started changing the things we were making it out of. I couldn't weld them quick enough. I couldn't make them quick enough. Do you want to
just talk about the flange, Chris?
Oh, the flange, yeah, that quickly got discontinued because the more people that tried it, the more machines we looked at, the more we realized we had we had to make one size fits all, or as best as possible, given there's lots of different diameter weight plates, thicknesses. How long do you make this thing? You make it too long, it doesn't fit in around the guard. You make it too short, you can't get excess bumper plates on there. And also the flange stopped it getting up into the weight stack when you had a guard around the front of the pin.
Yeah.
So we just went back to basics, and then this came along. So very simple. You've seen this. This is really when we started making quite a lot of these, and we've gone from that. We now have things that look like this. So
how it started versus how it's going.
Right.
yeah, so that's that.
Excellent.
I don't know if you know Mary. Go on, sorry, Chris.
As I say, a lot of work in between.
Yeah, a lot of work, a lot of early mornings, a lot of late nights. I don't know if you know Mary, but when we first started making, Chris, just hold up that one with the flange, please. When we first started making these, we made, say, 5 or 6. Chris made 5 or 6. And we put them on, we started an Instagram page, and we thought, we'll just start an Instagram page and see where we get to. And the original Instagram page was weight _ stack _ extender _ pin. And we started to get quite a few followers and quite a few comments and quite a lot of interaction about these products that we prototyped. But then I thought we'd need to change the Instagram, because
it doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it?
Well, exactly, it's too much of a mouthful. And then I thought, right, it's a pin that you use in the gym. Right, what about GymPin? And that was how the name came about.
Nice and simple.
Yeah, we couldn't keep saying that every time. I remember speaking to people in the gym, and I said, what you need to do is you need to follow me on Instagram. It's weight _ da 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 da. And it was too much of a mouthful, so GymPin was a lot easier to remember and to tell people about.
Right. Nice transition.
Yeah.
When did you sell the first one, and to whom?
We were discussing this before the call. We can't remember, in all honesty. We think it was UK. We started to sell a lot in the UK, and then all of a sudden we started to get orders from Ireland and France, and an exotic place called the United States, and then we thought, right, okay, let's see what we can do here.
You might be onto something.
Yeah, we might be onto something. And that was all just through eBay at the time. It started out as an eBay shop.
Mm-hmm.
No website, no nothing, just eBay. So it's from humble beginnings.
That's the way good things start. So every GymPin that I've seen has been so damn perfect, and I just want to know who's the OCD one between the two of you.
It's definitely not Ben. So I'm probably a little bit too OCD for my own good. It just happens to produce nice parts at the end of it through a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. But I feel if the job's worth doing, it's worth doing right. And I oversee the quality control measures, and we try our best to make these things as immaculate as possible. We feel it's a great quality product. We put a lot of effort into these, and if someone's expecting it, they want to open it and it'd be nice. So we try our best. It takes probably longer than it should, but we make sure they're right.
Yeah, and if they're not right, then they don't go out the door.
Absolutely.
We like to think they have the wow factor, and that's because of Chris's quality control.
And the packaging is getting better and better as well. So good job, guys. So we all know Ben is the face of GymPin on social media. What do each of you bring to the equation? Let's start with you, Chris.
Ben came to me with a problem, and I like solving problems. I think whenever he has an idea, it's involving a new product or something. We're working on stuff at the moment. It's it's because the product's either not out there or he's identified a problem. And me with an engineering background, we'll tap into my resources and we'll try and overcome the problem or put something there if it's not there already. We're constantly trying to make things better, whether it's making it look nicer or perform better. I'm primarily on product development, making sure things are up to scratch, and yeah, that's it. That's what I enjoy.
Yeah, I feel that Chris doesn't get enough recognition on social media. Obviously, I've got the Ben at GymPin on the Instagram page, so everyone knows who they speak to when they send a DM. But Chris is the brains behind it. He's the one who can design something, and we tweak it between us, and then it goes back to the drawing board and gets a bit further, gets further tweaked by Chris. In terms of, I very much enjoy the sort of interacting with people. I like speaking to people around the world about we all have the same problem. We all go to the gym. We all love training. I very much enjoy speaking to people about that. So whilst I might not be as OCD as Chris, I think we have complementary skills that work together.
So it's safe to call you the idea guy?
I wouldn't like to take full credit for all the ideas, but I have a few good ones amongst some terrible ones.
It takes some bad ones to get to the good ones, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So has working together affected your friendship at all?
We were probably more acquaintances beforehand via a mutual friend, and we sort of went head first into business together. So it sort of flourished within a business environment. So I've got to know Ben rather well over the past few years, and he's a great partner. So I think we make a good team.
No, we became very good friends whilst in business together, so it's worked well. Could have gone horribly wrong, but it hasn't.
Excellent. It's great to hear. So how much fun are you two having developing and fine-tuning products? That D handlebar in particular, or as one of our customers has called it, the holy bar.
The holy bar. That's good. Someone called it, we heard it called the Swiss Army knife. Swiss Army knife of home gym equipment. So that's another good one.
I actually have one here.
There you go.
This is the clear coat, which we've been playing around with different coatings at the moment, black, gold. So we've got more of these coming in soon. I think we're going to kind of continue with the clear coat because there's a rawness to it. We like it. We have 3 different colors of them now, still 2 sizes. We keep getting asked for a wider one, a 40-inch, but we've not pulled the trigger on that just yet.
That's a lot of bar.
That's a lot of bar.
That's a wide frame, yeah, absolutely.
I very much enjoy, we get a suggestion from customers, or we think between us, okay, what if we tweak that, or what if we bring it out in black, or what if we bring it out in gold, or what if we do a shorter one, and it is good fun, and then I get to take it to the gym and test it with my friends at the gym. And I'll leave it at the gym. I'll come back and I'll ask a few people, and they'll say, "Oh, well, maybe try this or try that." And then, quite just organically, that gets fed back to Chris, and then one thing leads to another, and we've got a finished product that's been tried and tested. Again, and we're always looking to see what we can do that's better than other companies on the market. So it is very good fun.
I know the trunk of my car is filling up. I never much considered myself a gadget person, but I have toys, and more toys that I'm dragging in, and I love the reactions I get with your products. It's a lot of fun.
Good. I never get tired of hearing things like that.
No, it's a lot of fun. I've also been noticing some interesting uses that you've shared videos or pictures of.
We did a comparison the other day, the first D handlebar to how it looks now, and the first one, really the only way to describe it is functional. it wasn't the prettiest thing, but we typically will over-engineer something before we make it pretty.
Have there been any surprises along the way?
Snapping that GymPin Chris showed. The first problem we ran into was because it bent, and then I bent it and snapped it immediately. So that was a surprise. We haven't had one snap since, mind. So that was just in the prototype stage. Yeah.
What's pretty cool is the where some of these things end up. We literally ship to all the different places around the world, and just to get that sort of exposure, knowing that it started from I started from the garage. It's quite nice to see. We've made sure we've kept the first ones that we've made, so we've got a comparison, and we can look back in the future and probably laugh about it, how they looked at the beginning and where we're at now. So
Excellent. Well, we look forward to what you have coming up next. And I'm eager to get some of those black and stainless D handlebars in here. So
They're really nice.
those are coming up next week, right? So
yeah, really soon.
all right. So last question, and it's a little silly, but everyone I talk to asks me this. Are you guys huge or what?
So I would love to be able to say that I am 6'4" and 350, but I'm actually not. I'm 6'2" and 205, so not the biggest guy in the world.
And I'm 5'8" and about 180 pounds. So
But that was where we saw the opportunity, because if someone who is my size, who's been training for a few years and is maxing stacks quite easily, then all the big guys and girls around the world who have been training for longer or are just naturally stronger, then they will have a similar problem. So that was the opportunity we saw. We figured that the people in every gym in the world must have the same problem.
Well, how gratifying to be able to solve your own problem and help people out as well.
And meet some cool people along the way. Absolutely.
Well, hey, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to add?
If people want to keep their eyes posted, we've got some pretty cool launches happening soon. So stay tuned.
Well, thank you, Ben. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Mary.
You.
Speak to you soon. Bye.